The previous class we discussed about Maselson-Stall experiment to understand that how the replication process in DNA takes place. Right. Further discussing about the replication process, a small thing is to be understood about the replication process. Uh, how the replication initiates, what are the things that helps in this replication, can the replication process takes place anywhere in the DNA, will the strands that are occurred by the replication carry all the information of genes or the genetic information that the DNA has. All these things could be understood because of such a understanding a concept that the DNA is actually replicated or divided and multiplied in such a way that it needs a catalyst. It needs a catalyst, or we can say enzyme. Catalyst in the sense, if we study chemistry, it is catalyst, but in case of biology, the catalyst is also known by the name enzyme, or you can say biocatalyst. Okay. So the enzyme that is mainly used for such a replication process is the DNA polymerase enzyme. DNA polymerase enzyme. That is the enzyme that is mainly used by the DNA. So what does it does? This DNA polymerase actually replicates. This actually replicates or polymerize the deoxynucleotide that is present in the DNA, because we know DNA is actually a polymer of deoxynucleotide. So this DNA polymerase actually helps in the polymerization, or we can say the replication of deoxynucleotide. Okay. Now, one thing we must always consider is that this replication process must happen very fastly. Also, it must happen in such a way that it must have a great amount of accuracy. Fastly means in the sense, no, it doesn't mean that within quick seconds, but it must not take so long also. It must not take so much long, lengthy process also, it must not be. Accuracy is the main thing that must be considered. If in the replication process, any of the strand replicates, and if there happens any small change in the DNA structure, like the adenine thymine bonding, or the pentose sugar structure, or anything, any type of change, then that problem, because of that less accuracy, it can result into a process called mutation. It can result into a process called as mutation. So we must always consider one thing, that the DNA replication process has to be happened in an accurate manner, right? So considering about the fact that DNA polymerization is about accuracy, we need some more enzymes. In case of us, in case of human beings, we need despite of DNA polymerase, we have this DNA polymerase in us. Despite of that, we must also need some other enzymes present in it. Like for example, we have a long DNA molecule present in our body, right? So replicating the complete DNA strand, we have this so long double helix structured DNA strand. So replicating this long DNA strand is very much energy consuming process, right? So what is to be done? For replication, a smaller strand is taken, a smaller part is taken, and after taking that smaller part, a small opening is given to the DNA helix in such a way. In this way, if you have this DNA, if you have this DNA, a small opening is given, and that opening is actually known by the name replication fork or replicating fork. replication fork. A small opening is given in the DNA, and that is actually done by all the enzymes that are being used. Now what this DNA polymerase, the enzyme that helps in this polymerization, what it does, we know that we have this strand starting from 5 dash, and when this strand starts, it ends in 3 dash, and the opposite one will start in 3 dash and ends in 5 dash, right? DNA polymerase catalyst always act in such a way that it will give continuous strand, or it will replicate continuously for the case if the strand is 5 dash to 3 dash. You can see here, this is the strand, this is the same strand, another one strand, right? This is another one strand. Now speaking further, if we have this DNA strand 5 dash 3 dash 3 dash 5 dash, it will be replicated, it will be cancelled out here, replicated. This replication fork, what it does, it tries to form a new strand from 5 dash 3 dash in a continuous way, in an opposite way. This is the strand, right? This is the 5 dash 3 dash strand. It just cuts away in between. Suppose it is cutting away from here, then what it does, it will start to form wherever it has started to cut, from there it will start to continuously form another strand. As it has ended in 3 dash, definitely another strand will form in the opposite direction as 5 dash 3 dash, right? In this way. Now if one strand is continuously synthesized, it is because DNA polymerase enzyme always synthesizes, or always produces its strand in a continuous way in the polarity of 5 dash 3 dash. But in case of 3 dash 5 dash, it never forms a continuous strand, it will form a discontinuous strand. You can see 5 dash 3 dash 5 dash 3 dash, it is 3 dash, then it will start with 5 dash, then again 3 dash, again it will 5 dash, then again 3 dash. It means at the end of the strand there will be a starting, it will be 5 dash, end will be 3 dash. It will go in this way. The polymerase will start here, cut from here, a continuous strand will form, then it will start from here to there, then in the opposite direction, actually in the opposite direction, the cutting process of the DNA occurs. And this fragments of DNA, we cannot possess so many of DNA strands, because we know that each of this segment will give us many DNA strands, right? So we cannot afford so many of DNA. So because of that, these DNA are combined together to with the help of another enzyme which is known as DNA ligase. So this enzyme joins this DNA fragments, and then that particular thing, as we already discussed, each of these strands form a new strand of DNA. Okay, now DNA polymerase, the enzyme which helps in catalysis or polymerization of nucleotide of DNA, it will not start this replication by its own. It never start the replication by its own. In case of our body, or we can say, suppose for example, if we are considering the body of E. coli DNA, they always will have this vector, something which is called as vector in their structure. This vector is actually responsible for vector actually gives a particular position for the replication. Okay, because replication cannot be initiated randomly anywhere, right? So because of that, this, suppose for if you are taking the example of this bacteria E. coli, then in their case, this there will be a particular region where this DNA replication fork is initiated, and that position is actually known as origin of replication. Origin of replication, that actual position is known as origin of replication. You can see this is the origin of replication in this case, this area. So in case of Escherichia coli, there will be a vector which will be helping to provide, which will be definitely helping to provide this origin of replication, so that the DNA polymerase can start the replication process. Okay. If we discuss further, in case of eukaryotes, in case of prokaryotes, there are different ways which we cannot study in detail, very detail, but we must know one thing, that in case of uh, eukaryotes, organisms which have nuclear cell membrane, nuclear membrane around their nucleus. In case of eukaryotes, replication process actually replication process is taking place of DNA. It takes place in the S phase of the cell cycle. We know that a cell has three main cycles: G1 phase, S phase, G2 phase. If you don't remember it, just go through the previous classes textbooks. S phase is actually the synthesis phase where the DNA is being synthesized, and in this S phase, replication of the DNA takes place, and it is taking place very accurately. If this DNA replication do not take place properly, then that will result in polyploidy problem. Polyploidy means a situation where the cell do not have proper amount of chromosomes, or where they could have no chromosome present in them. It is not possible that no chromosome is present, but proper amount of chromosome will not be present. We had studied it in the previous chapter that plants will have, mainly in plants, this polyploidy process is problem is occurring. So in order to understand that, we must always consider one thing, that cell cycles S phase is the crucial phase where the DNA is occurred. If any change occurs in the DNA structure, any change, then the complete S phase will have to face the consequences. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope you understood the concepts. Write the notes on your own. Thank you and have a nice day.